A lot of times when I'm looking for walleyes, I like to have a lot of different views of what's happening below the water. Now with my Lowrance units, I've got, regular 2D sonar, I've got side scan, I've got down scan, got a lot of different views that way, but still one of the funnest and I guess most realistic ways to see the bottom is to actually use a camera. So I've been using what's called the Multi-Vu camera for a couple of years now, hooking that up to my HDS units. They've come out with a new version called the Multi-Vu HD Pro. It's just basically higher resolution. It is also a little bit different setup. So I wanted to go over just a little bit about if you want to hook a camera up to your HDS units, you don't need a monitor on the camera. You can use the actual HDS unit to show the underwater camera video. How you would do that, how you would hook it up is fairly simple. So basically, there's three parts that you're going to look at when you are hooking up this camera. First of all, it's the camera itself. This new HD Pro comes on a shuttle like this, so you can wind the camera right up on it. This is what I call the control box. So this is where you turn it off and on, and you can adjust some things there. And then finally is a simple power cord. Well, somewhat simple. So basically, when you're hooking this up, you're going to take your power cord, just hook it up to a regular 12-volt system, whether that's your onboard batteries in your boat, or you could have an external system, battery system if you wanted to. From there, the end of the power cord has two different cables. One cable, the short one, goes into the control box, and it's just a simple plug in there. The other end, which is a lot longer, and that allows you to move this shuttle kind of anywhere you want in the boat, is this one, which goes into the shuttle. There's just a hookup right here in the back here. So the power cord actually powers up both of those systems. Now, some people like to take and mount this control box right on the side of the shuttle so that they can move this whole thing around kind of portably. That's fine too. But since I use my underwater camera so much, what I like to do is actually mount this in my boat so that I can turn it on and control the camera, and then I actually can move this shuttle. I can store it in a compartment till I'm ready to use it, pull it out, power it up, and I'm ready to go. So I'm going to hook this up to my HDS units. What I'm going to use is on the controller, or actually, yeah, on the controller here, there's another cable coming off of it from one of these two ports. One's an HDMI, which the new HDS Lives can take, so that's the one I'm going to use. Now, if you don't want to use that and you just want to use an RCA hookup, and the RCA is just those little yellow connectors with the single a tab coming out or single pole coming out there. That's the old RCA. You can also hook that into here. If you're going to do that, which is how I used to do it with my carbon units, and you can even do it with units before that, you need to get this adapter cable. It's a video adapter cable. Comes from Lowrance, and basically all it does is it goes in between or extends your power cord. So you take your power cord that's going into your unit, you plug one end into that, you plug the other end into the unit, and then there's also this pigtail, which again is an RCA hookup, which is what will run up and feed the video in there. But again, I'm gonna hitch up the HDMI one, so let me get this hooked up and I'll show you what it looks like. All right, so that literally took about 10 minutes. All I did was I mounted down here, I mounted my control box right underneath my console here so that I can easily get at it whenever I want to turn the camera on. I then ran the power cord from my boat's 12-volt source over to the control box and then to my camera caddy. And then I ran the HDMI cable up into my HDS Live unit. Now all I've got to do is simply select on here the video button over here, and you will see HDMI source up here. I've got a working camera. So I'll just kind of point it under my console here so you can see everything that happened. There's that control box and stuff. But you can see now I have a camera that is working. I can very quickly move that camera shuttle around my boat wherever I've got to be, but I can use the really nice screen that an HDS unit has, the ones that I can go to the side and look at it, not worrying about sunlight and things like that, with an underwater camera to give me those views of the underwater that help me catch fish.